first met Penelope, I did notice like how beautiful she was and put together, and that really struck me as like I was inspired right away, and I thought, oh my gosh, who is this? So then I got excited to find out that she was going to be working with me.
But how do you feel in general in your life? So you're a single mom. Why are you a single mom? And does that factor in to your challenges?
Yes. To some degree, that probably makes me angry in terms of how it happened. So I think I, probably carry some, like, why is this happening to me? There's never enough time because I am constantly trying to make an income around very small amounts of hours.
So time and time management are one of the big themes. It's interesting because this morning after meeting you with Luther, you filled out our questionnaire. And in that questionnaire, it really helps me get a lot of background about you. And one of the questions was kind of how long has certain themes and challenges been persisting for you? And the issue of time management seems to me that it goes back before you had your child.
Yeah, I grew up in an environment where it was frowned upon to take rest time.
Wow. Okay.
And actually frowned upon, like, derogatory comments if someone were taking time to nap because they, had the luxury of doing so, and it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah. And my schedule was jam-packed. I was one of those students who was, kind of doing all the extracurricular.
And so that was a product of already having this thought process that taking time off was not acceptable. So that really stemmed from that. And who instilled that thought process? Who's the sponsor of it? Okay,
my
mom. So if you could put that into words, going back to this root, it's a thought process. It's a belief system, really, that it's not acceptable. Go ahead.
Sorry, I think it's something of what you said a second ago, something about like being deserving of it.
Deserving. So that, do you feel not deserving of time off? That you're someone who has to always work hard to feel deserving? Okay. So this is going to be addressed through thought training. And thought training is something that you and I are going to work together, and it might be an every other day thing throughout this next month of this intervention, where we'll get on a telephone call or do it by Zoom or FaceTime. And we're just going to go through thought training. So one of those things is, so the way that that our brains work as we produce our thoughts, it's like the brain just synopsis from here to here. Whenever you've had a thought before, especially if it's a habitual thought that you've been thinking your whole life, the second you have one thought, it goes from one thought to a conclusion extremely fast, because this is a computer. It's like a pain response. So people that study pain response and pharmaceuticals for pain response know that what they want to do is interrupt that process, that synapse. They want to interrupt it. So with thought training, you and I are going to interrupt the thought process that would tell you that being busy equals being a better person. So I'm not going to give away your age, but at what point do you deserve to be able to be a good person and a happy person who also has time off and takes care of herself?
Yeah.
And we're going to get there. And when you're always in a panic regarding time, it really is just this domino effect to everything. Now you're inconveniencing other people. You also don't have time for anything to go wrong.
I never have time for anything to go wrong.
You don't have time for up, right? You don't have time for your car to break.
No time. No.
Speaking of your car,
no.
So let's go there. That's a heavy point, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Tell me about your car, Janine.
Okay, so we've got obviously outside, it's really sad with all the bad paint. There are a lot of things falling off. I think the control arm, the axles, all the suspension, the shocks, the tires, the brakes, the rotors are all like busted. Then there is something wrong with the ignition.
There's like over like $7,000 worth of repair,
And so what is the pattern with the car situation?
It panics me.
And
I have been left stranded on the side of the road at least 3 times in 3 different situations. yes, there's an event, I think, next week. And it's like 40 minutes away and I don't have to go to it. And once I saw where it was, I thought, oh, I'm going to say no.
Do you
to
miss
that.
opportunities?
I guess, yeah.
Was preventing you from getting another car?
It kept piling up on me. Like there were so many other things that were prioritized.
So you don't feel you have time or money to resolve the car situation.
Right.
However, does the car situation cost you time or money?
Maybe.
Maybe.